Hi, my name is Brittany. I'm a psychic and a healer, so I'm going to be doing a spread on the Divine Feminine. So the first card I'm getting for Divine Feminine is the High Priestess. So I am definitely feeling as though that the unknown is plaguing the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine is convinced at this point that the divine is kind of keeping things out of arm's reach. I do see there's a lot of frustration, especially in regards to her journey. Divine Feminine doesn't know what to expect, but I'm here to tell you, Divine Feminine, that the unknown is unknown for a reason. Because if you knew too much, you would try to control. So this is your time to surrender and to trust the process. Because I feel as though that things are being unveiled at a very slow pace because things are still developing. You got to trust in the process because the process is where the transformation begins. You are still in the midst of a transformation, Divine Feminine. You are becoming who you're meant to be. I'm also seeing pillars, so I feel as though that you have support by the divine. The divine wants you to know that they will be with you with every step of the way. It will not forsake you. I feel as though Divine Feminine is struggling with self-abandonment trauma right now because I feel as though she is kind of doubting her inner strength. So she may feel the need to actually go revert to karmic cycles. But I'm seeing for you, Divine Feminine, is to brave the storm. To know that you are under divine pressure. You're being created. The divine is recreating you to be something much more beautiful and precious. You are precious, Divine Feminine. And next card I'm getting is the six of coins. So I'm definitely getting it. So Divine Feminine, you got to strike a balance within yourself. I feel as though you're like overthinking everything. You want to control the process, and the process is not meant to be controlled. It is meant to be lived. So get out of your head and into your heart space, because I feel as though the journey is developing in accordance to the divine plan. So you might not know what the divine plan is, but know that God always has a plan for you. I'm also seeing solar plexus chakra activation. So I'm seeing that Divine Feminine maybe I feel as though she's being called to release any self-abandonment trauma right now. Because the Divine Feminine needs to stand on her own 2 feet. I feel as though that there's still a lot of chaos brewing, and I feel as though Divine Feminine is kind of confused by this chaos because she doesn't know which way to turn. She may feel as though that her life's unbalanced, but I feel as though Divine Feminine that's a misconception. I feel as though this imbalance is something that was already within you. So it is you have the means to correct it. Though I see that you have to approach it from a different angle. I'm seeing with the Queen of Cups that I do see that calmer waters you're steering yourself into calmer waters. You may feel a little bit shaky. I'm also seeing Divine Feminine is thinking about filling her cup as well, because I feel as though for the longest time she was spreading herself way too thin. She was, I'm also seeing that this is a fertile time for Divine Feminine. Manifestation is quite high right now. She can manifest whatever she wants. So if you have a particular idea that you want to envision Divine Feminine, now is the time to envision it. Because we are still in the middle of the 7/7 portal energies, and they will be at their peak at the 7/17, which is the July 17th. The new moon. I'm also seeing for the Divine Feminine is that she's being called to to step out of to just step out of overthinking and to be more in a heart space. To know that to be at one with the chaos. not to shun it, because I feel as though chaos is breeding grounds for creation. Divine Feminine can create whatever she desires. I'm also seeing with the temperance in reverse. I do see that Divine Feminine is going through a ton of purging anyway. And this purging, she's been really resistant towards it because it frightens her. She doesn't know why. She may have been under the impression that she was so healed, she was so aligned, and now it seems as though she has backtracked. But you haven't backtracked, Divine Feminine. What's happening is that you're transforming. You're becoming who you're meant to be. And I think that you give yourself too much, you cut yourself some slack. You give yourself too much of a hard time sometimes. You're too strict with yourself. This is not the time to be disciplined. This is not the time to chastise yourself for apparently falling off the wagon. You didn't fall off the wagon, Divine Feminine. Remember, healing happens in continuous layers. I'm also seeing, Divine Feminine, that you must alchemize your triggers, because I feel as though there's a bunch of trigger energy right now. So Divine Feminine, you may feel a lot of frustration toward the Divine Masculine, but I feel as though that frustration is just something that is meant to trigger your own healing at the moment. I'm seeing with the Queen of Wands is that you need to empower yourself, Divine Feminine. You need to direct it. Yeah, I also feel as though you need to actually clear the root chakra. I'm seeing again that manifestation, blocks of manifestation are being cleared. Though I'm also seeing that there's a ton of sexual energy in the Divine Feminine that has a lot of untapped potential, and she can use this to direct her life however she chooses. You're the author of your own story, Divine Feminine, so you can choose to remain a victim to these energies, or you can empower yourself and rise above the challenge and conquer it. So what I'm also seeing for you, Divine Feminine, with the next card, the Wheel, you're coming to an end of a cycle. So the fate is opening its door. So when another door closes, another one opens. So you are now you're transitioning into the next stage of your journey, Divine Feminine. Though I see that you have to let go of a few things. So what exactly do you need to let go of, Divine Feminine? What exactly is causing you to abandon yourself? So ask yourself these questions, Divine Feminine, because again, you don't need to abandon yourself for anything that is meant to be yours. So I'm also seeing that Divine Feminine is actually also, with the Queen of Swords, she's also kind of, she's in a nurturing energy, definitely. So I'm seeing again, Divine Feminine, you need to nurture yourself and be compassionate with yourself, because the Queen of Swords can also be a fair sort of energy. You're not being fair for yourself by just cowering in the shadows. Take your sword and strike and cut down your opposition. Strike your opposition, because you are a fearless goddess. And I'm seeing also for Divine Feminine that you are beautiful. You're inside and out. And the last card I'm getting for Divine Feminine is Four of Swords. So if one of you're confused, Divine Feminine, this is the time to just meditate and be gentle with yourself. I do see again that this confusion is not going to lift that easily. You have to sit with it. You got to let your emotions tell you. Like nurture yourself, Divine Feminine. Just do that. So that's what I'm getting for Divine Feminine. I hope it resonated.